Welcome in the lecture CHA 392, Section 2, Liquid Chromatography, Chapter HPLC Methods. I am Mr. V.D. Jadhav, working as an assistant professor in the Department of Chemistry at HM College, Nasik 2. Students, in the last lecture, we have seen chromatography with chemically bonded phase. In today's lecture, we are discuss affinity chromatography. Affinity chromatography. Affinity chromatography is a method of separating a biomolecule from a mixture based on highly specific macromolecular binding interaction between the biomolecules and another substance. The specific type of binding interaction depends on the biomolecule of interest, antigen and antibody, enzyme and substrate, receptor and ligand, or protein and nucleic acids. Binding interactions are frequently exploited for isolation of various biomolecules. Affinity chromatography is useful for its high selectivity and resolution of separation compared to other chromatographic methods. In the principle of affinity chromatography takes advantage of specific binding interaction between the analyte of interest, normally dissolved in the mobile phase, and a binding partner or liquid immobilized on the stationary phase. In a typical affinity chromatography experiment, the ligand is attached to a solid insoluble matrix, usually a polymer such as agarose or polyacrylamide, chemically modified to introduce reactive functional group with which the ligand can react, forming stable covalent bonds. The stationary phase is first loaded into a column to which the mobile phase is introduced. Molecules that bind to the ligand will remain associated with the stationary phase. A wash buffer is then applied to remove non-target biomolecules by disrupting their weaker interaction with the stationary phase, while the biomolecule of interest will remain bound. Target biomolecules may then be removed by applying so-called elution buffer, which disrupt interaction between the bound target molecules and the ligand. The target molecule is thus recovered in the eluting solution. Affinity chromatography does not require the molecular weight, charge, hydrophobicity, or other physical properties of the analyte of interest to be known, although knowledge of its binding properties is useful in the design of separation protocol. Types of binding interaction commonly exploited in affinity chromatography procedures are summarized here. Types of ligand, substrate analog, target molecule enzyme. Types of ligand, antibody, target molecule antigen. Types of ligand, lectin, target molecule polysaccharides. Types of ligand, nucleic acids, target molecule complementary base sequence. Types of ligand, hormone, target molecule receptor. Type of ligand, avidin, target molecule biotin or biotin conjugated molecule. Types of ligand, calmodulin, target molecule calmodulin binding partner. Types of ligand, glutathione, target molecule GST fusion protein. Types of ligand, protein A and G, target molecule immunoglobulins. Types of ligand, metal ions, target molecule polyhistidine fusion protein. In the affinity chromatography, batch and column setups. Binding to the solid phase may be achieved by column chromatography, whereby the solid medium is packed onto a column. The initial mixture run through the column to allow settling. A wash buffer run through the column and the elution buffer subsequently applied to the column and collected. These steps are usually done at ambient pressure. Alternatively, binding may be achieved using a batch treatment, for example, by adding the initial mixture to the solid phase in a vessel, mixing separating the solid phase, removing the liquid phase, washing, recentrifuging, adding the elution buffer, recentrifuging, and removing the elute. Sometimes a hybrid method is employed such that the binding is done by the batch method, but the solid phase with the target molecule bound is packed onto a column and washing and elution are done on the column. The ligand used in affinity chromatography are obtained from both organic and inorganic sources. Examples of biological sources are serum, proteins, lectins, and antibodies. Inorganic sources are moronic acids, metal chelates, and triazine dyes. A third method, expanded bed absorption, which combines the advantages of the two methods mentioned above, has also been developed. The solid phase particles are placed in a column where liquid phase is pumped in from the bottom and exits at the top. The gravity of the particles ensures that the solid phase does not exit the column with the liquid phase. Affinity columns can be eluted by changing salt concentration, pH, charge and ionic strength directly or through a gradient to resolve the particle of interest. More recently, setups employing more than one column in a series have been developed. The advantages compared to a single column setups is that the resin material can be fully loaded since non-binding product is directly passed onto a consecutive column with fresh column material. These chromatographic processes are known as periodic counter current chromatography. The resin cost per amount of product, the resin cost per amount of produced product can thus be drastically reduced, since one column can always be eluted and regenerated while the other column is loaded. Already, two columns are sufficient to make full use of the advantages. Additional columns can give additional flexibility for elution and regeneration times at the cost of additional equipment and resin cost. Affinity chromatography can be used in number of applications including nucleic acid purification, protein purification from cell-free extract, and purification from blood. By using affinity chromatography, one can separate proteins that bind a certain fragment from proteins that do not bind that specific fragment. Because this technique of purification relies on the biological properties of the protein needed. It is a useful technique and protein can be purified many folds in one step. In affinity chromatography, various affinity media. Many different affinity media exist for a variety of possible uses. Brief, Briefly, they are generalized, activated, functionalized that work as a functional spacer, support matrix, and eliminates handling of toxic reagents. Amino acids media is used with a variety of serum proteins, peptides, and enzymes, as well as rRNA and DNA Avoiding biotin media is used in the purification process of biotin, avoiding and their derivatives. Carbohydrates bonding is most often used with glycoproteins or any other carbohydrate containing substance. Carbohydrate is used with lectins, glycoproteins or any other carbohydrates metabolite proteins. Dye-ligand media is non-specific but mimics biological substrates and proteins. Glutathiones is useful for separation of GST tagged recombinant proteins. Heparin is a heparin is a generalized affinity ligand and it is most useful for separation of plasma coagulation protein along with nucleic acid enzymes and lipases. Hydrophobic interaction media are most commonly used to target free carboxyl groups and proteins. Immunoaffinity media utilizes antigens and antibodies high specificity to separate immobilized metal. Affinity chromatography is detailed further below and uses interaction between metal ions and protein, usually specially tagged, to separate nucleotide coenzyme that work to separate dehydrogenase, kinases, and transaminases. Nucleic acid function to trap mRNA, DNA, rRNA, and other nucleic acids, oligonucleotides, proteins, AG methods is used to purify immunoglobulins. Specialty media are designed for a specific class or type of proteins, coenzymes. This type of media will only work to separate specific protein or coenzymes. Immunoaffinity. Another use for the procedure is the affinity purification of antibodies from blood serum. If the serum is known to contain antibodies against a specific antigen, for example, if the serum comes from an organism immunized against the antigen concerned, then it can be used for the affinity purification of that antigen. This is also known as immunoaffinity chromatography. For example, if an organism is immunized against a GST fusion protein, it, it will produce antibodies against the fusion protein and possibly antibodies against the GST tag as well. The protein can then be covalently coupled to a solid support such as agarose and used as an affinity ligand in purification of antibody from immunoserum. For immunoserum, for Thunes, the GST protein and the GST fusion protein can each be coupled separately. The serum is initially allowed to bind to the GST affinity matrix. This will remove antibodies against the GST part of the fusion protein. The serum is then separated from the solid support and allowed to bind to the GST fusion protein matrix. This allows any antibodies that recognize the antigen to be captured on the solid support. Elution of the antibodies of interest is most often achieved using a low pH buffer such as glycine pH 2.8. The elute is collected into a neutral trees or phosphate buffer to neutralize the low pH elution buffer and half any degradation of the antibody activity. This is a nice example as affinity purification is used to purify the initial GST fusion protein to remove the undesirable anti-GST antibodies from the serum and to purify the target antibody. Monoclonal antibodies can also be selected to bind proteins with great specificity where protein is released under fairly gentle conditions. This can become of use for further research in the future. A simplified strategy is often employed to purify antibodies generated against peptide antigens. Where the peptide antigens are produced synthetically, a terminal cysteine residue is added at either the N or C terminal of the peptide. This cysteine residue contains a sulfhydryl functional group which allows the peptide to be easily conjugated to a carrier protein. For example, keyhole limpet hemocyanin (KLH), the same cysteine containing peptide, is also immobilized onto an agarose resin through the cysteine residue and is then used to purify the antibody. Most monoclonal antibodies have been purified using affinity chromatography based on immunoglobulin specific protein A or protein G derived from bacteria. Immunoaffinity chromatography is also the basis for immunochromatographic test (ICT) strips, which provide a rapid means of diagnosis in patient care. Using ICT, a technician can make a determination at a patient bedside without the need for a laboratory. ICT detection is highly specific to the microbe causing an infection. In affinity chromatography, next is the immobilized metal ion affinity chromatography. Immobilized metal ion affinity chromatography, that is capital IMAC, is based on the specific coordinate covalent bond of amino acids, particularly histidine to metals. This technique works by allowing protein with an affinity for metal ions to be retained in a column containing immobilized metal ions such as cobalt, nickel, copper for the purification of histidine containing proteins or peptides, iron, zinc or gallium for the purification of phosphorylated proteins or peptides. Many naturally occurring proteins do not have an affinity for metal ions. Therefore, recombinant DNA technology can be used to introduce such a protein tag into the relevant gene. Methods used to elute the protein of interest include changing the pH or adding a competitive molecule such as imidazole. In affinity chromatography, next the recombinant proteins. Possibly the most common use of affinity chromatography is for the purification of recombinant proteins. Proteins with a known affinity are proteins tagged in order to aid their purification. The protein may have been genetically modified so as to allow it to be selected for affinity binding. This is known as a fusion proteins. Tags include hexahistidine, that is HIS, glutathione, S transferase, that is GST, and maltose binding protein MBP. Histidine tags have an affinity for nickel, cobalt, zinc, copper, and iron ions which have been immobilized by forming coordinate covalent bonds with a chelator incorporated in the stationary phase. For elution, an excess amount of a compound able to act as a metal ion ligand such as imidazole is used. GST has an affinity for glutathione which is commercially available immobilized as a glutathione agarose. During elution, excess glutathione is used to displace the tag protein. Next, lectins. Lectin affinity chromatography is a form of affinity chromatography where lectins are used to separate components within the sample. Lectins such as conca, concanevalin A are proteins which can bind specific alpha D mannose and alpha D glucose carbohydrates molecule. Some common carbohydrates molecule that is used in lectin affinity chromatography are CON-A, separase, and WGA, capital WGA agarose. Another example of a lectin is wheat germ agglutinin, which binds capital D dash N dash acetyl glucosamine. The most common application is to separate glycoproteins from non-glycosylated proteins or one glycoform from another glycoform. Although there are various ways to perform lectin affinity chromatography, the goal is extract a sugar ligand of the desired protein. Next, in the affinity chromatography is the speciality. Another use for affinity chromatography is the purification of specific proteins using a gel matrix that is unique to a specific protein. For example, the purification of E. coli beta galactosidase is accomplished by affinity chromatography using para-amino-benyl 1-thio-beta-D galactopyranogel agarose as the affinity matrix. Para-amino benyl 1-thio-beta-D galactopyranosyl agarose is used as the affinity matrix because it contains a galactopyranosyl group, which serve as a good substrate analog for E. coli B. galactosidase. This property allows the enzyme to bind to the stationary phase of the affinity matrix and is eluted by adding increasing concentration of salt to the column. Alkaline phosphatase from E. coli can be purified using capital DEAE cellulose matrix. A. Phosphate has a slight negative charge, allowing it to weakly bind to the positively charged amine group in the matrix. The enzyme can then be eluted out by adding buffer with higher salt concentration. In the next, boronate affinity chromatography. Boronate affinity chromatography consists of using boronic acid or boronates to elute and quantify amounts of glycoproteins. Clinical adaptations have applied this type of chromatography for use in determining long-term assessment of diabetic patients through analysis of their glycated hemoglobin. Next, serum albumin purification. Of many uses of affinity chromatography, one use of it is seen in affinity purification of albumin and Microglobulin contaminations. This type of purification is helpful in removing excess albumin and alpha-2 macroglobulin contamination. When performing mass spectrometry, in affinity purification of serum albumin, the stationary used for collecting or attracting serum proteins can be Cibacron blue separase. Then the serum proteins can be eluted from the adsorbent with a buffer containing thiocyanate SCN-. These all are the affinity chromatography introduction, principle, applications, various applications. The next is the weak affinity chromatography. Weak affinity chromatography is an affinity chromatography techniques for affinity screening in drug development. Drug development. Weak affinity chromatography is an affinity-based liquid chromatographic techniques that separate chemical compounds based on their different weak affinities to an immobilized target. The higher affinity a compound has towards the target, the longer it remains in the separation unit, and this will be expressed as a longer retention time. The affinity measures and ranking of affinity can be achieved by processing the obtained retention times of analyzed compounds. The weak affinity chromatography technology is demonstrated against a number of different protein targets, such as proteases, kinases, and protein-protein interaction targets. Weak affinity chromatography has been shown to be more effective than established method for fragment-based screening. These all are I orally talk by using slideshow one by one we discuss here. Is a chromatography is an important biophysical technique that enables the separation, identification, and purification of the components of a mixture for qualitative and quantitative analysis. It is a separation technique in which a mobile phase carrying a mixture is caused to move in contact with a selectively absorbent stationary phase. Affinity chromatography is a type of liquid chromatography for the separation, purification, or specific analysis of sample components. It utilizes the reversible biological interaction or molecular recognition called affinity, which refers to the attracting force exerted in different degrees between atoms which cause them to remain in combination. Example, enzyme with an inhibitor, antigen with an antibody, etc. It was discovered by Pedro Quattric, Pedro Quattricasas and Meyer Wilczek. Here, affinity, bind, elute, and wash. This is atomatic with Profinia system. This is desalting. Here, this indicate target protein. This square indicate other components. This circle and rectangle of complex protein mixture. This dark circle indicate salt. This sign indicate ligand. This sign, that is circle, and in between this sign indicate affinity region. This symbol is the desalting site exclusion region. Principle of affinity chromatography. The stationary phase consists of a support medium on which the substrate, that is ligand, is bound covalently in such a way that the reactive groups that are essential for binding of the target molecule are exposed. As the crude mixture of the substances is passed through the chromatography column, substances with binding sites for the immobilized substrate bind to the stationary phase, while all other substances is eluted in the wide volume of the column. Once the other substances are eluted, the bound target molecules can be eluted by methods such as including a competing ligands in the mobile phase or changing the pH, ionic strength or polarity conditions. Next important point, affinity chromatography as a special case of HPLC. Chromatography differs from other chromatographic modes in that a suitable stationary phase can specifically catch either a single or several components out of a random mixture of products owing to a naturally occurring biospecific bond. A suitable elution process then provides the pure compounds. In some cases, it is not necessary to use a column for isolation purposes. Hence, affinity chromatography is also carried out with membranes or discs. Classical columns with a hydrostatic eluent feed offer a further possibility. This chapter, however, is confined to a description of separations with high performance stationary phases, 10 micrometer and below, with which rapid chromatography can be achieved. Very small columns may be used. Stationary phases for affinity chromatography can be prepared by the user starting from diols or aminosilica. However, it is much simpler to buy an activated gel which allows the desired ligand to be bound according to well-known methods. A possible example for activation and binding is shown in that figure. For separation problems that require common ligands, ready to use stationary phases. This is activation. This is the one of the examples shown stationary phases for affinity chromatography. That is reaction of silica with gamma glycidoxy propyl trimethoxysilane for the preparation of activated epoxy silica. Step 1. Here, this step 1 is the reaction of silica with gamma glycidoxy propyl trimethoxysilane. This for the preparation of activated epoxy silica, and ligand binding, that is second step, this NH2 ligand binding. Step second, the ligand needs to be an amine. The reaction takes place at room temperature. For separation problems that requires common ligands, ready to use stationary phases are commercially available. Most phages are built up with a long chain group between the silica and the ligand. The so-called spacer to guarantee free accessibility of the sample molecules to be binding molecules to the binding site at the ligand. The bonded sample can be eluted by a gradient or by a pulse gradient such as pH, ionic strength, or competing samples. The latter being a typical affinity chromatography characteristic. The bond breaking compounds is injected while the mobile phase passes through the column unchanged. The sample size is restricted only by the bonding capacity of the column. The yields of biologically active protein frequently reach 100%, which means that denaturation and irreversible adsorption are negligibly low in many cases. Next, components of affinity chromatography. First, matrix. The matrix is an inert support to which a ligand can be directly or indirectly coupled. In order for the matrix to be effective, it must have certain characters. Matrix should be chemically and physically inert. It must be insoluble in solvents and buffers employed in the process. It must be chemically and mechanically stable. It must be easily coupled to a ligand or spacer arc onto which the ligand can be attached. It must exhibit good flow properties and have a relatively large surface area for attachment. The most useful matrix materials are agarose and polyacrylamide. Next components of affinity chromatography is spacer arc. It is used to improve binding between ligand and target molecule by overcoming any effect of steric hindrance. Third components of affinity chromatography is ligand. It refers to the molecules that binds reversibly to a specific target molecules. The ligand can be selected only after the nature of the macromolecules to be isolated is known. When a hormone receptor protein is to be purified by affinity chromatography, the hormone itself is an ideal candidate for the ligand. For antibody isolation, an antigen or hapten may be used as a ligand. If an enzyme is to be purified, a substrate analog inhibitor cofactor or effector may be used as the immobilized ligand. Next, steps in affinity chromatography. Affinity medium is equilibrated in binding buffer. Sample is applied under conditions that favor specific binding of the target molecules to a complementary binding substance, that is the ligand. Target substances bind specifically but reversibly to the ligand and unbound material washes through the column. Elution is performed specifically using a competitive ligand or non-specifically by changing the pH, ionic strength or polarity. Target protein is collected in a purified concentrated form. Affinity medium is re-equilibrated with binding buffer. This event can be summarized into the following three major steps. First one, preparation of column. The column is loaded with solid support such as saparoge, agarose, cellulose, etc. Ligand is selected according to the desired isolate. Spacer R is attached between the ligand and solid support. Second, loading of sample. Solution containing a mixture of substances is poured into the elution column and allowed to run at a controlled rate. Third one, elution of ligand molecule complex. Target substance is recovered by changing conditions to favor elution of the bound molecules. Next, applications of affinity chromatography. Affinity chromatography is one of the most useful methods for the separation and purification of specific products. It is essentially a sample purification techniques used primarily for biological molecules such as proteins. Its major applications includes separation of mixture of compounds, removal of impurities or in purification process, in enzyme assays, detection of substrates, investigation of binding sites of enzymes, in vitro antigen-antibody reaction, detection of single nucleotide polymorphisms and mutation in nucleic acids. This is affinity chromatography of immunoglobulin G. This is capital I, small g, capital G is the immunoglobulin G. This reproduce with permission from J.R. Sportsman and G.S. Wilson, Analytical Chemistry, 52, 2013. Revised from 1980. American Chemistry Society. Conditions: sample 10 microliter of solution with 14 microgram of human immunoglobulin G. Column 4 cm into 2 mm internal diameter. Stationary phase anti-human immunoglobulin G of anti-human immunoglobulin G on Licropher silica 1000, 10 micrometer mobile phase, initially 0.5 ml per minute, PBS pH 7.4, phosphate buffered saline. PBS means phosphate buffer saline. Show change to 0.01 molar phosphate buffer, pH 2.2. Fluorescence detector 283 to 335 nanometer. Peaks 1. First peak is non-retain components. This first peak is non-retain components, and second peak is unspecified immunoglobulin G. This second peak is unspecified immunoglobulin G. Anti-immunoglobulin G ligands bond all antibodies of the immunoglobulin G class, specifically the stationary phase synthesis required for the separation of immunoglobulin G, shown in figure, was described by the authors in the reference cited in the caption. The mobile phase starts off with a pH of 7.4. A switch to pH 2.2 breaks in antigen immunoadsorbent bond, and the immunoglobulin G is eluted. As the characteristics, immunoglobulin G fluorescence is quenched at pH 2.2. The pH of the column effluent had to be raised by adding a buffer of pH 8. The yield of active immunoglobulin G was in excess of 97%. The stationary phase remains active for a long time, provided that the column is stored at 4 degrees Celsius when not in use. Lectins are plant proteins that can specifically bond hexoses, hexoses and hexosaamines concatenavalin concatenavalin A is a lectin widely used in the affinity chromatography and can isolate glycoproteins, glycopeptides, peptides, and glycolipids. Elution is triggered by a pulse of sugar solution. Separation of the enzymes peroxidase glycoprotein is shown in figure 16.5. This is separation of enzyme peroxidase, that is a glycoprotein. Detection is effected at two wavelengths simultaneously, 280 nanometer non-specific for all proteins and 405 nanometer for peroxidase specific owing to the protohemine group. Cibacron blue is a popular ligand as it can bind a large number of enzymes and also some blood proteins. It is often referred to as pseudo-affinity ligand because it is a synthetic triazine dye and not a normally occurring biomolecules. This greatly reduces the activity of the eluted enzyme in most cases. One advantage of Cibacron blue is its low price. The separation of isoenzymes H4 and M4 of lactate dehydrogenase LDH eluted in sequence by gradient of reduced nicotinamide adenine dinucleotide. NADH is shown in figure 16.6. A post-column reactor for measuring enzyme activity was used as a detector. Antibodies as well as antigens can be used as a ligand. This case is often referred to as immunoaffinity chromatography. Here, figure 16.5 affinity chromatography of peroxidase after a Borchert, Borchert, P.O. Larson, and K. Mosbach, J. Chromatograph, Journal of Chromatography, 244-49, 1982. Condition for this chromatogram: sample 4.1 ml of solution with 1 microgram per 1 microgram per ml of protein, column 5 cm by 5 mm in internal diameter, stationary phase, concentration A in Lichrofer SI 1000 10 micrometer, mobile phase 0.05 molar sodium acetate, 0.5 molar sodium chloride, 1 millimolar calcium chloride, 1 millimolar manganese chloride, pH 5.1, shows pulse of 4.1 ml of 25 millimolar alpha-methyl D-glycoside, detector solid line UV 280 nanometer, broken line visible 405 nanometer, peaks non-retain protein. This peak contain less than 2% peroxidase, and second peak for peroxidase. Second peak, this second peak for peroxidase. And next, diagram 16.6, separation of isoenzymes H4 and M4. This is for LDH H4, this is for LDH M4. This is taken from after C.R. Lowe, M. Glad, P.O. Larson, S. Holson, D.A.P. Small, T. Atkinson, and K. Mosbach, Journal of Chromatography 215 303 1981. Condition for this chromatogram: sample 1.3 microgram of LDH H4 and 11.8 microgram of LDH M4, column 10 cm by 5 mm internal diameter, stationary phase Sevacron blue F3Ga on Lichrosorb SI 60 5 micrometer, mobile phase 1 ml per minute, potassium phosphate buffer having pH 7.5. After 3 minutes, a 0 to 4 millimolar NADH gradient starts. NADH gradient starts. Detector enzyme activity with UV 340 nanometer. These are the all applications of affinity chromatography. Now next is limitation of affinity chromatography. Before that limitation, uh, advantages of affinity chromatography: high specificity, target molecule can be obtained in a highly pure state, single step purification, the matrix can be reused rapidly, the matrix is a solid, can be easily washed and dried, give purified product with high yield. Affinity chromatography can also be used to remove specific contaminants such as proteases. Next is the limitations of affinity chromatography. Time consuming method. More amount of solvent are required. which may be expensive. Next limitation, intense labor. Then, non-specific adsorption cannot be totally eliminated. It can only be minimized. Next limitation, limited availability and high cost of immobilized ligands. And last limitation, proteins get denatured if required pH is not adjusted. These all are the limitations of affinity chromatography. These are the references for preparation of this lecture. Thank you.